Make or break a business.
A 5-star review can be the deciding factor when it comes to spending your money. But there are reports of a growing trade in fake, paid-for reviews to boost online ratings. But here at their office in London, TripAdvisor are fighting back against those claims, saying they're taking on the fakers. Unbiased reviews can attract new customers to a business and provide useful feedback to the owner. But it's the fake reviews that can either mislead punters and damage a business's reputation or boost its online rating unfairly. In North London, gastropub owner Heath Ball had a shock when he found out his boozer had been listed on TripAdvisor.
Somebody, for whatever reason, decided that they'd write a review that then they came into the pub, they had a lovely meal, and he was stabbed outside. I looked at this and I went, whoa, 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 whoa. This never happened. But it took me days to get it taken down from TripAdvisor. If everybody's slagging you off behind your back, you want to have a say. So I had to get involved, and now it's a daily chore to see what's going on.
TripAdvisor aims to look into reviews reported to them within 24 hours. But it's the market for paid reviews, often used by businesses looking to improve their online status, that's a far bigger problem. Paid reviews may breach consumer protection regulations, but there are still plenty of people out there offering to do it. For example, this company, reviewsthatstick.com, charge $50, that's about 40 quid, for one review on a website, which can include TripAdvisor. Or you can pay $100 to have that rave review posted across multiple sites. Reviews That Stick are one of a number of firms providing this service. So, posing as a business owner, I speak to them on the phone.
We'll craft the reviews for you, but you have the option to provide it yourself or give us some keyword to add in our content.
Okay, so you can just totally make it up, or if I've got a few key things I want to say, then you can put that in for me.
Yes, that is right.
They tell me they use established reviewer profiles and can make it seem as if reviews are posted locally. I mean, this isn't going to come back to me. No one's going to know that I've paid you to post this.
That is right, sir. As long as we're very cautious and we follow protocol, and of course, I'm not getting us caught by the platform.
But the trade in fake reviews isn't going totally unchecked. Fakespot is a consumer website which analysed reviews on TripAdvisor as part of a recent newspaper investigation. Their founder, Saud Khalifa, speaks to me from New York.
And we found around 30% of the reviews there are fake.
But how do you know which ones are fake?
Artificial intelligence system is trying to emulate a human brain going through reviews and finding any patterns within the reviews that are red flagged.
Fakespot says TripAdvisor should be doing more to tackle the problem.
They want to generate reservations for hotels, restaurants, things like that. So that it is not their primary goal anymore to detect fake reviews.
Here at TripAdvisor's office in the West End, they strongly dispute that analysis. I'm meeting with James Kay for an interview with the travel giant. Fakespot claim that about 30% of reviews on TripAdvisor are fake. What do you say to that?
I mean, that's a completely ridiculous claim, frankly. Their method for analysing reviews is very flawed and totally unreliable, and we know that ourselves because we've tested it.
TripAdvisor attracts 456 million visitors to its site each month. That's about 250 posts every minute. So what are they doing to weed out fake paid-for reviews? I've been in contact with one particular business online. They write bespoke reviews for money.
Bear in mind, we've been tracking millions of reviews well over a decade. So what we've been able to do is model what normal reviewer behaviour looks like and what slightly suspicious reviewer behaviour looks like. And when the technology spots that, it prevents it from being published, and that's when it sends it off to our team of investigators to look into a bit further.
Is TripAdvisor quick enough to take down those fake reviews when they make it onto the site?
I think so. I mean, we work very hard to do that, and in fact, a lot of the effort goes into preventing them from even getting up on the site in the first place.
Your critics would say TripAdvisor now is so big that you're not quite putting enough resources into policing your reviews.
I just don't accept that. I mean, we have hundreds of people working on this problem, and we have more incentive than anybody else to tackle fake reviews.
The work they're doing does seem to be having some effect. When I asked the man at Reviews That Stick about posting reviews on TripAdvisor, he had this to say.
We will need to apply certain methods on making reviews on TripAdvisor. Again, they're very strict and they have the most complicated algorithm.
Oh, I see, okay. So they're the tougher ones to get on, okay. That's one review TripAdvisor won't be arguing with. We contacted Reviews That Stick to ask them about their business practice, but received no reply. So with companies like this geared up to mislead us with paid reviews, beware. More fake reviews might be getting through than we realise.
And Joe is here. Now, then, we all use TripAdvisor. I use it quite a lot. But there's problems with other sites too. It's not just the big, obvious ones, is it?
Absolutely. I mean, any site that has a review function is vulnerable to malicious, misleading, fake reviews, quite frankly. And that company we featured their Reviews That Stick, who take money to post fake reviews, are very brazen, and they do it for all sorts of sites. I mean, they mentioned Facebook, they mentioned Google Places, Yelp. When I asked them, actually, if we could get something on TripAdvisor, they said, oh, TripAdvisor, as you saw, is quite difficult. I said, well, which ones are easy? They said, well, Facebook, Google Places. I mean, it's quite interesting to hear that. I don't know if it's true, but that's their perspective on it. So it's services, it's anything really online. You know, things like products as well. You think about Amazon or e-commerce, everything is vulnerable to fake reviews.
But that statistic that almost a third of reviews are fake is just incredible.
They dispute that. I mean, they say that it's nowhere near that, but yeah, it is an incredible figure.
Yeah, and just thinking about Heath there as a businessman, when a second party has set up, you know, that part of the site saying that you want representation, and then people go on and review it in the way that they do, and if they're derogatory, what can those business owners do about it?
Well, you can't really do much about being listed in the first place. You kind of have to put up with that. But you can, of course, monitor it as Heath is, and anything that seems misleading or fake, you can challenge it. Most platforms have a tool where you can report it. They should act on that pretty promptly. I would also say engage with it, because sometimes it isn't a fake customer, you know, and of course then it can be beneficial from both sides if you actually speak to them and try and resolve the problem. And don't be too sensitive has been my other bit of advice, really. I think if you're a good business, you're going to get the majority of good reviews, a little bit of criticism here and there. People can see it for what it is when they're reading through the reviews.
Absolutely. Do you use review sites, any of you?
Yeah, a little bit, I do. And I suppose maybe I'm a bit naive. I just think they are telling the truth. But sometimes people sound really grumpy, don't they? And when they're grumpy, and if they write a really long one, you think, oh, hang on a minute, something else going on here. So
and I take those ones with a pinch of salt. I think if you see those ones, you know someone's had a bad day. I think you just have to be, you have to weigh up the positives and the negatives and come up with your own conclusion.
There are some red flags, though, Joe. I mean, some were mentioned in the film, but there's some other bits and pieces.
Yeah, I think, I mean, as you're saying, read them, and you sound like you're reading them quite carefully, actually.
Are you reading your own reviews for your shows? Is that
No, I don't trust anything that doesn't bark or meow, so don't read them.
I would say don't just trust the headline figures, the star ratings, because I think fake reviews, they're all about trying to influence the ranking or the star rating. So when you go down, you actually start reading through the reviews, I think it's pretty clear. Sometimes people have an axe to grind, or sometimes it's pretty clear they're a bit fake, actually. If you look at them in date order and you see that suddenly there was a cluster of 5-star reviews all come through in one go, and if you look at who's posting them and they're kind of funny-sounding usernames, they've only just been registered, they've only posted one review and it's that 5-star review. Do you see what I mean? And often the language is quite bland as well, you know, and so I think these are all kind of giveaway, telltale signs where you should at least be a little bit sceptical.
Brilliant.
Joe, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much. Now, one thing we do know is there's nothing fake about our Ben Fogle. He's a real deal adventurer.
Yes!